Hello, and welcome back to another episode of If Margaritas Could Talk, the Over 40 Chronicles podcast where we sip on life's truths and share the stories that matter. I'm your host, Tracy Black, and today we are diving into a thought-provoking concept that's been making waves recently, the Let Them theory, inspired by Mel Robbins' new book. If you're over 40, or even if you're not, this conversation is for everyone who has ever wondered about the choices we make and the paths we take in life. So grab your favorite drink, maybe a margarita, and let's chat. All right. So what exactly is the Let Them theory? In her new book, Mel Robbins introduces this idea that we often hold ourselves back from pursuing what we want because we're so worried about others will think and how they might react. It's like we are constantly trying to fit into molds that were never meant for us. So what if we just let them? Let them think what they want. Let them say what they will. Let them judge you. The truth is, their opinions are none of our business or our reality. It's a liberating thought, so I think. As we take a look at life through the lens of a celebrity, for example, people so often forget that they have a job to do. They have worked hard to get to that place and status in life, and having an online presence and posting on social media is actually a part of their job to continue that flow of income. Yet, so many people feel the need to interject their opinions online, and a lot of it can be downright nasty. As most celebrities will tell you, they have to ignore the noise, which in effect is right in line with Mel's theory. As we navigate through our 40s and beyond, it's easy to get caught up in the opinions of others, whether it's family, friends, coworkers, or society at large. We often find ourselves second-guessing our decisions that can induce thought-provoking anxiety attacks and more. Mel's message is clear. It's time to reclaim our power. Imagine if we approached life with the mindset of let them. What kind of choices would we make? Would we start that business we've been dreaming about? Would we travel solo to that destination we've always wanted to explore? Would we express ourselves more freely in our relationships with our spouses, our children, and so on? I want to share a personal experience. A few years ago, I decided to pursue a passion project that had been on my mind for a really long time. I was and have been terrified. I worried about what my peers would think, what my family might say, but then I thought, why in the heck am I letting their potential reactions hold me back? So I took the plunge. And you know what? The joy I found in pursuing that passion was absolutely worth it. It taught me that when we let go of others' expectations, we can truly embrace our own desires. Mel Robbins starts her book by explaining the many issues that were holding her back in life and career. She decided to take the NASA countdown approach and called it the 5-second rule. Slowly counting down from 5 to 1, which then creates an interruption to overthinking. I know for me, one of my greatest feats in life is being an overthinker, and I am sure some of you out there can relate. Mel claims that by taking small, consistent actions for each situation can be life-changing and empowering. But this isn't just about meeting others' expectations. It's about self-acceptance too. How often do we find ourselves conforming to societal standards of beauty, success, or happiness? The Let Them theory encourages us to step outside of that pressure and embrace who we are, flaws and all. Let them think that you're too loud, too quiet, too bold, and let them think you're too reserved. Let them underestimate you or oversimplify your journey. Because at the end of the day, your life is yours to live, not theirs to critique. My daughter was an incredible human that mirrored her life in exactly this way. Most days as her mom, I really never understood, and it wasn't until we lost her 6 years ago that it became crystal clear to me. Over the last 6 years, I have endured the unforgivable pain that no parent should have to face. And today, I too have decided that I no longer have space for unwanted critics or people who don't accept me for me. I know, in theory, it all sounds like an easy mindset to take on, but no matter what anyone will tell you, we are all guilty of caring too much about what people think or how they see us. Hey there. Have you ever heard about permanent jewelry? It's this amazing trend where you get custom fit pieces that you never have to take off. It's absolutely about style and convenience, making your look effortlessly chic. Trust me, once you tried it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Life is forever beautiful with kindredfusion.com. Making a change doesn't have to happen overnight. And too often people use the words, "I'll do it when the time is right," or "waiting to feel less afraid," only forgetting that the only permission you need is your own. Take, for example, this podcast. I am a 54-year-old interior designer that knows absolutely nothing about podcasting, and yet here I am. I took a leap of faith because I could. I had inspiration from my son and from my daughter. I understood that I had the power to say, hey, why not? And who cares what anyone thinks? But how did it happen for me? I had to force myself to learn something new and push through the grief that I live with on a daily basis. Some days, focusing on trying to be a little better than we were the day before is often all you need to do. Mel Robbins states that no matter how many times you use the 5-second rule, it won't stop the traffic jams or inconsiderate strangers or a micromanaging boss or perhaps your family's judgment, guilt trips, and passive demands. It's a tool for you to use in those moments of anxiety and fear, hesitation, perhaps procrastination, overthinking, and doubt, forcing you to take action no matter how you feel. Ladies out there, do you remember that old saying, keeping up with the Joneses? Have you ever looked at yourself from that perspective and had a self-revelation that that's exactly what you were doing? Scared to show up and drop off your kids at school with your hair messy, no makeup, and yesterday's sweats. Influencers in society and judgment today have such a large impact on us that we don't realize it. That group of judgmental moms who ensure they show up ready for the day with a Starbucks in hand and like they just had a makeover and blowout can leave you feeling unaccepted and insecure. But what if you took the Mel Robbins approach and just let them? Take all your good energy you have stored up and use it to conquer those fears. Taking on the task of change can be hard at best, but having a clear understanding of your values, boundaries, and avoidances not only forces you to recognize them, but face them head on. Have you ever truly stopped to consider what the source is? Why do you hesitate, or what's causing you to procrastinate? What's underneath all of that doubt? Well, to be honest, the discovery is quite shocking. It's simple. It is other people, or rather, letting other people impact our lives. The reality is that no matter how hard you try or what you do, we cannot control other people. Yet, somehow we live our lives as if we can. Too many times I have found myself upset that a text or call is not being responded to, or if someone creates distance, that makes me feel question their level of friendship. Why? It's simple. Society has become so terribly disconnected and lives through phones and keyboards. 2 years post-COVID, and we are more disconnected than ever. I have thought long and hard about the Oprah and Mel Robbins interview. It has truly made me think seriously about how I navigate my time, energy, and journey through life. All I know is this: I don't want to be afraid anymore to take on that new challenge. Only you and myself are responsible for our own happiness. You are responsible how you show up. We are all responsible for defining what matters to us. Mel Robbins boasts to the world, nobody owes you anything, but you owe yourself everything. Now, I'd love to hear from you. How have you navigated the opinions of others in your life? Have you ever felt held back by what someone else might think? I encourage you to reflect on that and consider how the let them theory might apply to your own journey and situation. I also encourage everyone to pick up a copy of the Mel Robbins book, The Let Them Theory. Before we wrap up today's episode, remember that life is too short to let others dictate your choices. Embrace the freedom that comes with letting go of those worries. Thank you for joining me today on If Margaritas Could Talk. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow, subscribe, leave a review on your favorite listening platform, and share it with your friends and family. You can always find your next episode on ifmargaritascouldtalk.com. So until next time, let them think what they want and live your life unapologetically.